Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of U.S. History Made Plain. I'm a high school history teacher trying to make history as fun and interesting for my students as possible. Let's talk about Texas. So Presidents Jackson and Van Buren pushed the issue on the back burner, did not annex Texas because there were so many things, so many other things, bigger problems that they were having to deal with, as well as the North did not agree with annexing Texas. Texas was a huge piece of land, and they understood that if added in the way that it was, it would be like 5 different states. And all of those states would have slavery. And we know the North at this time is fighting against slavery and wants slavery to end. So the North was like, nah, you can't have this big old state come in here and have slavery. And then any vote that we have or any kind of like balance that we have is thrown off because everything that slave states want, they get. No, we're not with it. So Jackson and Van Buren did not make a decision about Texas annexation. John Tyler, who was the Whig president, so remember, he was the president who took over when William Henry Harrison died, right? He was the Whig, but he was actually a Democrat. And so when he got in office, he was vetoing all the Whig stuff. So John Tyler, was actually pro-Texas annexation. So he went to Congress and was like, hey, Whigs, I'm still, on paper, I'm still a Whig. I would like to annex Texas. Can y'all go ahead and ratify that? Congress looked at him and was like, we ain't doing nothing for you. No. The Senate rejected the treaty to annex Texas in 1844. So, and still speaking of manifest destiny, there was also an issue while this is going on with Texas and trying to figure out whether they're going to annex Texas. There was also an issue with the boundary in Maine between Maine and New Brunswick, Canada. So Canada was still under Britain's rule at this time, and America felt that Britain was the enemy because we had already fought Britain twice, Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. So we weren't necessarily friends with Britain. And this boundary issue was just something else that was trying to stop those who believed in manifest destiny from being able to take over North America, as much of North America as they could. But also, America just didn't want Britain to have anything. So these lumbermen at the border of Canada and Maine had this fight. This fight became known as the Aroostook War, or the Battle of the Maps. U.S. Secretary of State Daniel Webster and the British ambassador Lord Alexander Ashburton came up with a treaty. Not only did this treaty decide the border between Maine and Canada, it also decided the boundary of the Minnesota Territory, and it eventually gave the iron-rich Mesabi Mountain Range to the U.S.